Good evening, Limerick. This is my first trip to Ireland, and I'd like to thank everybody from I.NY for bringing me here. It's a great pleasure, and I can tell you I've not been around the world, but I've been to many, many countries, and the friendliness and the warmth of the Irish has in just the 3 days I've been here, I've been knocked out by it. So then you have to be nice now. My name is Rhonda Sherman. I am the director of the New Yorker Festival. The New Yorker Festival is a sort of appendage of the New Yorker magazine, which is a international but based in New York. 1925, so that would make it 97-year-old magazine of politics, literature, humor, and criticism, everything else you might throw into it. The New Yorker Festival is 18 years old. I started it 18 years ago. It's grown quite large now. About 20,000 people come. We have 50 events happening 6 at a time over 2 days and 2 nights. And people come from almost every state in the United States, 49 states. Somehow Nebraska didn't show up this year. And over 30 countries from around the world, including Japan, Uzbekistan, Ireland, almost everywhere. It's pretty amazing. So I'm going to talk today about the magic in the room and how we find community together in the internet age. I've had my own epiphanies. I'd like to tell you about one. For decades, I had listened to Leonard Cohen and had read his books, but I'd never heard him play live. 10 years ago, I went to the Beacon Theater in New York City. Leonard Cohen, towards the end of his career, was magnificent and deeply moving. For me, it had the power of a religious experience. And as he sang Hallelujah, I felt tears in my eyes and a hand on my right arm. It was the man next to me, a total stranger. I looked at him, he too was weeping, and he said, "I'm so sorry. I forgot I was alone." Sharing a non-virtual experience with strangers makes us feel we are among friends, that we are part of a collective we. There's something beautiful about a group of people following the same narrative, the same story, even if only for a couple of hours. I saw that my first night here. I went to see Glenn Hansard and Joseph O'Connor. And I have to say, as an event producer and as a consumer of live events, it was one of the most beautiful evenings I've ever spent in my life. It felt effortless, it felt organic, and it felt like the entire audience was in it together, following every word at the same pace. That's how you know when an event works. Live events are a chance for our timelines to overlap, and the way we understand our world coalesces. It doesn't last, but maybe that's what makes it even more powerful. For example, you can spend every night at the theater watching the same show again and again, but the show will never be quite the same as the night before. It's a relationship between the performers and the audience, and one half of that relationship changes every single night. The New Yorker theater critic Michael Schulman wrote in the magazine that the connection between performers and an elated audience is palpable beyond standing or sitting and can be communicated through cheers, applause, volume, or sheer electricity. That tension, that give and take, is something you cannot replicate, certainly not you or your screen.